Okay, so you want to mess with the last Oasis Modkit SDK. Here's how you do it. Firstly, I would suggest going to announcements and scrolling up a little bit until you see the whole Modkit thing, and click on that link and check that out. You're going to need Epic Games Launcher. So go ahead and go to Google, type in Epic Games Launcher, and go ahead and download it. Click this here. Once it's downloaded, you can go ahead and open it and sign in. If you don't have an account, go ahead and create one. Once you're signed in, you'll see this. All right. After that, you just go to store, type in Last Oasis, and you're going to see the Last Oasis Modkit here. You're just going to go ahead and click Get. That's going to run you through this whole ULA. You're going to accept. And it's going to take you to this. You just run through it, click everything. Once it's done, it should start downloading. If not, it should prompt you to download. And you'll see it in your library here. Once it's downloaded, it is pretty large. I think it's about 100 gigabytes, 142 right now, 143 almost. You can go ahead and launch it. This takes a minute to initialize and set up, but you're just gonna have to wait through it. Okay, so you're in the editor. Now this is what you're gonna start with. It's the normal testing area. So this is just Unreal Engine. So if you know how to use it, you know how to use it. If not, there's a lot of tutorials out there. Basically, this is your viewport. If you hold right click and look around, that's how you look. While holding right click, if you use WASD, you can move around. Scroll wheel will change your speed. So if you scroll wheel forward, you'll go faster. If you go scroll wheel back, you'll go slower. Everything in the game is going to be under this mist folder here. You can kind of run through, you can search stuff. So if you want like a dinghy, everything dinghy will pop up here. It's going to make sure that you're only in the mist folder, not like in a subfolder when you're searching. And you can go ahead and drag stuff into the world to create it. It does take a second typically to load in an asset. But yeah, here's a dinghy. This is a full dinghy, so if I were to press play up here, it would actually spawn me in as a character, and this would have legs and wings, which we can go ahead and do actually. This is called Player Start. Notice it by the joy, or the little game controller icon. That's where you'll spawn in. You can always move this around if you want to change where you spawn in. Yeah, you're going to click play, but you're going to want to make sure that you have play as client clicked and then number of players of 1. This can change, so if you need to simulate like 2 players or more, you can always drag this up, but you should only need 1 normally. And then you can just play in selected viewport. You don't need to play in a new window or anything. And yeah, just go ahead and click play. Great. So now we're loaded in. You'll see I don't have to hold right click anymore or anything. I'm just controlling the character like normal. Typically there's a little bit of stuttering once you first open it. If you want to full screen, you can press F11. That's going to full screen it for you. Now, because how the Modkit works, everything is accessed off your computer. So once you start opening inventories and stuff, it takes a second to load. So a good thing to get out of the way is just to go ahead and press B, and your game's going to freeze as it's loading every single item in the game, basically for preview. There you go. So you can see all the items here. The free building's enabled. but there's a few commands that it's good to know. So first, you can do /commands, just like you can in a server. This will show you most of them. There's more outside of this that you kind of just have to learn, but this is a lot of the handy ones. On top of that, if you press F2, you get a command line here. So a good one to know is unlock tech tree. That just makes it to where when you open your tech tree, everything is unlocked. If you're trying to look at stuff or you're changing values, this is a nice resource to have. You'll also notice the game's froze again because I'm opening a new menu. This is quite normal, but now it's working fine. It should all work fine now. Another one that's good to know is like set health. Do a big number here, make yourself invincible. You can do /noclip 1. That allows you to noclip around. It kind of goes wherever you look. There's no like crouch or anything. And then if you want to turn off noclip, you just do /noclip 0. A handy one I use a lot that I don't really see a lot of people even realizing you can do is under /give item. Sometimes it's hard to know the name of stuff. Not everything pops up. So like say for instance I wanted a bone spike sword. If I type in bone spike, it doesn't pop up because it has a weird name. If I type in sword, it's not going to pop up anything. If you want to find a specific item but don't know the exact name of it, you can do star and then say sword, for example, star at the end. It will give you one of every item with the word sword in its name. So if I do that, it gives me one of everything named sword, even weird stuff like stone monkey sword, which is a sword that one of the Rupus has. It looks like a bone spike, but it does a little bit more damage. See, it's 50, whereas the regular bone spike is 40. There's also this stone monkey sword, which is a one-handed two-hander, really weird. Again, also does 50 damage. There's weird stuff like that. If you start giving yourself items like give item Rupu, can give you actual Rupu's armor. Let's see here, like Rupu Harasser armor. Very interesting, very odd. But yeah, that's your give command. There's a list. I'll put a list in the description for what most of the item commands are. Like water is normal water for some reason. It's pretty helpful and useful to have. Other than that, whilst playing, you can always, again, press F11 to get back out of this. Or if you press F8, it puts you back into the editor viewport while the game's playing, which can be really useful sometimes. So yeah, I can actually select assets and mess with values on certain things. Other things aren't unlocked while the game's running, but this can be very handy. Outside of that, there's loading levels. So if I wanted to, say, change the map from what this map is, I can do that by going to File, Open Level. And this is going to show you all the levels in the game. So by default, it's going to look like this. You just click on Mist, go to Maps, and then you're going to see a whole bunch of different stuff. Biome type, EA, Event Map, Ancient City. You kind of just got to go through it until you find these files, these level files. And that's going to be what you're looking for if you want to look at stuff. For example, we can go to, say, a new one, Iceland. This was a test that Brian was doing. Now you can see terrain's not visible, but I did make a tutorial on how to process. But if we click play and wait a minute, okay, so we've loaded into it. Notice I am currently falling, so I can just slash set health bunch so I don't take damage when I fall. I can even do slash no clip. And this is a snow map that was being tested. It's by no means an actual map in the game. There'd be a lot more that would need to be done to make it so, but it is a cool thing to see. But yeah, that's how you load in levels. By default, the key to get out of the editor, by the way, is escape. But that can be annoying, especially if you're in an inventory. You just normally press escape to get out of it. You'll often click it by accident. So there is a way to change that. Like I have mine set to end instead of escape. And I can kind of show you how to do that real quick. You're just going to want to go to Edit. Go to Editor Preferences. Then go to Keyboard Shortcuts. So you're going to want to go in here and you just type stop. And you'll see under Play World, Stop Simulation. I have mine set to end. By default, it is escape. So you just go in here and you put in whatever key you want. You can actually add 2 keys if you want. And yeah, that's how you do that.